Meandering Marty here, and I'm with
Sightseeing Sally.
and we're in southeastern Kansas, and we're here checking out some locomotives, cabooses, and passenger cars. Why don't you go check them out with us? What we have here is a Erie Lackawanna Elco S1 switcher.
Production of the S1s lasted from April 1940 to June 1950, and there were 540 units constructed for the United States and Mexico.
These units are actually easily distinguished by their radiator shutters, and that is because, as you can tell here, they are taller than they are wide, the opening.
What's kind of cool about these locomotives is that they were often used at steel mills, paper mills, and other major industries, and sometimes they were even used for hauling logs.
And from what I understand, that these ain't really common very much on the west side of the Mississippi. These are mostly on the East Coast used. Now this unit is nowhere near put together as the unit we've seen in northern Wisconsin, as you can catch in my video lineup, or the one that I was riding in Nevada when I was riding on the sideboard of it when it was going down the tracks. Let's go check out the driver's seat here. Surprising to see this still here. Some of the old equipment is still in there. Still got the switches and stuff that's still intact. People didn't swipe yet.
Meandering Marty, what exactly is this here? Would that have been like fuses or anything?
Yeah, probably for lights and certain stuff. Probably for all these switches here that say control on it, and front headlight dimming, and gauge lights and dome lights, and engine lights probably inside the front here so you can see the engine at night if something would happen. Now I hate to say this because you never see them, but it still has the horn on it. Don't tell anybody. But here's a look down the old nose of it from out of the cab.
What's this? Is that the wheel or what?
That's the brake.
Oh, that's the brake?
Yeah, you take it and you spin it, and it pulls the chain up most likely underneath there, and it pulls the brake up.
Oh, I just learned something new.
Let's go walk down the sideboard here and let's see what we got going on. The engine doors are all welded shut, but I'm assuming that there's nothing left in here. Yeah, everything's gone. One big open room. There's Sightseeing Sally. And there's a look down the other side. And Erie Lackawanna. Their slogan was the friendly service route. And I believe they ceased to exist right around 1970.
Now, I don't know how accurate or how factual this information is because this is off of Wikipedia, but according to that, Hurricane Agnes in, I think, 1972 is credited with putting the Erie Lackawanna out of business. Apparently, the railroad was already having issues due to the interstate. And well, when the hurricane came through, that pretty much did her in.
Now we'll check out this flat car here, which is pretty interesting. I've never seen anything like this before. Yes, I've seen flat cars, but not like this. This big old, what is this, a dragline bucket hanging on the back of here. When you look underneath here, it's all wood. I mean, there's a couple cross braces that actually hold the wheels here, that the wheels are attached to, but this whole thing is wood. There's no steel I-beams running the length of this. I'll give you another look right in the center here. I mean, this is all lumber. I would have never have thought that a flatbed car could be made of lumber and it'd be efficient enough to haul this kind of weight. And this has seen better days, but I mean, it obviously is holding that.
Do you remember when we went over by Big Brutus and you filmed over there, Meandering Marty? Do you think this bucket is something that they would have used in the mining that was going on over there, or, you know, over here too? They did a lot of mining.
Well, if you remember, the one on Big Brutus is about 6 times the size of this thing. If you remember, you were standing in it.
That's right.
There's another look from this side at it. I mean, you can just see that's one solid chunk of lumber from one end to the other. No splicing. And strangely enough, they got a chunk of wood in the bottom below these springs here, shimming them up.
It must have been just cheaper to use wood instead of metal.
Apparently. On the end here, it's like a dovetail. Not quite, but they probably had the board that went across the front here to keep them all in line from moving around. And here we got a cool old caboose that we'll go check out here. I don't see any markings on it, so if anybody knows anything about this, it'd be appreciated if you leave a comment. See a placard on the end here, see if I can get any information off of it. Let's see what we got here. It's looking pretty non-existent. I'm not making anything out on any of this. Hop up here and check this out. Now the looks in here seem like they've seen better days. What do you think, Sally?
I think they had a fire. It looks pretty obvious with the burned out wood. And
Yeah, she had a fire. And there's sightseeing, Sally. Give me another look inside. There we go.
So Marty, I think if we look down there, you could still see like the brakes are on here. Or
What's with you with brakes on locomotives and trains?
I don't know. You gotta feel
You were asking about them when we were at that train in the North Woods of Wisconsin.
You gotta be able to stop.
Well, let's look. Show them to me.
Is this it right here?
That's the arm, and the shoe is right here.
And then what is this here? Like
Right
just
there.
a spring?
Yeah, that's a spring. That's what the wheels ride on, and the axles, and that goes up and down. This big bar here goes up and down, and this is sitting on the axle. So as that goes up and down, that takes the shock.
And then what is this here?
Probably for oiling and greasing stuff and getting by it, looking probably at the bearings or the bushings, whatever they got on here. Oh, we got a slot for defect cards. I don't think that's big enough for the defects this thing has now.
Yeah, I think you'd need a box probably the size of a dumpster to list all the defects on this thing right now.
Come on, a welder, a little bit of paint should be good as new.
Maybe. So Marty, what is this thing here?
That is the air hose. It connects with the next air hose. You actually lift them up and then you lock them together. And then you make sure that valve is open and it passes air between the cars. And as you decrease the air pressure, the brakes come on. That's the best thing about trains. If they actually disconnect, those hoses pull apart, they lose air pressure, and they automatically start braking and they'll stop.
Oh, so that's like a necessary part of the whole braking system that you need besides the actual brake itself.
Correct.
Oh.
There's this little pettibone, little tractor, yard mover, whatever. Just for moving stuff around factories, whatever you got.
You can see that it's a Mercury industrial tractor. It still has the model number there.
Mercury, I don't think that has anything to do with the Ford Motor Company, but
They also have a lubrication chart, so you know how often, I guess, to do stuff.
We'll have to get that. Oh, it's right on here. The steering area here with the gauges. Got a little heater down there. Little 4-cylinder engine in here. Not much to her. To me, it looks like a little Yanmar diesel, but it has spark plugs, so it ain't a diesel.
So you're telling me that diesel engines don't have spark plugs at all?
The only thing they got are glow plugs.
Oh, okay.
And here we have a presidential car, Texas Southeaster. Let's check this bad boy out. Unfortunately, that fell victim to some vandals who lit it on fire. But we'll see what's left of it. Give you a taste of it. From here, from the piles, you can see that they're taking stuff out of there. They might be in the process of starting to restore this or utilizing some of the stuff that is good. Now, looking around inside here, you can see at one time how glorious this was. Nice little counter over here. Could have been for preparing food for the people who were living in here. A very nice, comfy sitting bench here, which looks like it might have had a mattress on it at one time too for laying down. You can see the remnants of a mirror that was there. And moving down the hallway here, you can see in here, there's another, looks like a bed or a place to sit, and a desk in here. Oh, and a place to do your business. Even has a little flush foot pedal knob at the bottom there. And moving along. Wow, I don't know if you can see it, but this really had some beautiful woodwork in it. Let's see what's in this room. Similar to the other one, seems to be a little bit bigger. Had a toilet in it at one time from what I see there. Oh, it actually had a bathroom back in here. This one had its own private bathroom. Nice old beautiful mirror there. Another little table, like a dresser. Now this one must have been a small, like, bedroom. Yeah, move down to the next one. There's another one with a little closet. A little bed. See what's behind the door here. Oh, this gives you a really good idea. There's a little chair to sit on there. And a flush toilet. And a nice little sink in the corner with a mirror. And some little cabinets up above to store some of your stuff. And I don't know if you can see the cabinets up over here. Let's move along. And this is probably like a parlor for everybody to sit in. This is where you come in on one end. I don't know if that chair's original or not, or this cabinet, but that mirror is original. Unfortunately, it suffered a crack either from the heat or it had one. That possibly is a drawer from the dresser. And let's move outside. Yeah, unfortunately, somebody thought it'd be funny to light this on fire. I don't see it too humorous. I mean, this is our history. This is one nice piece of equipment that could have been something, but unfortunately, there ain't much left. I didn't walk into this area, but I'll just poke the camera up through the hole so you can see around. Some more equipment in there, probably an old hot water heater from that looks like. When they used to make them out of quality material.
I just want to point out that you can see these old railroad ties where they had pounded in basically their spikes, their version of a nail. And people these days have no idea the amount of work it took. I mean, to lay all this was all done by hand back in the day. And the hammer for pounding the spikes in had a head on it like this small. So you had to be very precise when you went and took your swing to swing it down. That was a lot of work.
How'd you like to be the poor soul who was holding the spike for the first couple swings?
I probably would have been too scared.
Well, we got a couple more to show you here. Let's get on our way. We got a couple of them lined up over here. We'll just take a quick peek at. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, and if you found anything that Meandering Marty shared with you to be informative or the video to be entertaining, make sure you give him a big old thumbs up.
Yeah, advertising.
Yep.
First one, a thing here, looks like some type of cargo, maybe refrigerated. Walls are a little thick there. It's got sliding doors on it. Let's take a look in here. And it looks like an army drab green, olive green. This was military or what this was. Yeah, it's just a big empty car. Not much to see in here. Next we got this one here, which is yellow and red, which reminds me of something like a Santa Fe, but strangely enough, on the side over here, I can make out it says United States Mail Railway Post Office, which on this they should have a slot on the side where when they pulled in, you could actually put your mail right in the side of the car. They considered these post offices years ago. Matter of fact, in Nevada Railway Museum that I did, they actually had a real car in there that I actually show. In the side of it, they had a little slot because they treated them as post offices. When they pulled into towns years and years and years ago, the mail cars, they actually had a slot so people could go up, put their mail in it, and then the mail would move immediately as soon as the rail car went.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the video, you really should check it out. Meandering Marty did a really great job, and that museum was really cool to see.
See what we can see in here, just poking the camera in. Looks like there's some shelving in there. And there's this one. What do you see, Sally?
It looks like it might have been used as a kitchen at some point and also like a mess hall because it's got these long tables, but if you look way down on the end, they have a sink and then there's a hot water heater.
There's a bed there, there's a wood stove in here, there's a hot water heater. Yeah, and on the other end you can see, which I'll walk down to, a kitchen. And as I thought, hot water heater, another wood stove for another hot water heater, I believe. Got another one back here. See something on the side here that doesn't look familiar. It looks like a generator or something. Is that what that is? A radiator and a generator? I'd be willing to bet that's what it is. Just looking inside here. I'm sure that is a generator. There's electrical boxes here. Yeah, there's a bulkhead in here. So I can't see any further than this generator. Let's see if we can get a peek in anywhere else. Before we go any further, I don't know if you can see the T up there. T-H-E, the M-I-L-W-A-U-K-E-E, the Milwaukee Road. This is an old Milwaukee Road car. This might have been on the old one that ran between maybe Milwaukee and Chicago. Might have had something to do with that.
Imagine that. We'd find a Milwaukee road car over here in Kansas.
Yeah, still can't get away from it.
Nope.
And looking down the other side of it here, I don't see any way to see inside. And our motto is, we don't break into places and we don't trespass. We ask permission. So I thank you all for coming along on our little tour. And so does Sightseeing Sally. Thank you for watching Meandering Marty's videos.